everyone, it's your homegirl, Jenny Leigh with BRI Realty. Welcome to another episode of Good2Know in Chester County, your inside scoop on local businesses that make Chester County feel like home. Joining me today is Meg Kuhnle, the heart behind Mega Thrive Coaching, empowering moms to feel strong, grounded, and supported. Hi, Meg. Thanks for coming on today.
I'm so excited to be here. Thank you for inviting me.
Happy to have you here, and I love how we got connected, and I can't wait for everyone to hear everything about your business.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself first so everyone can get to know you?
Sure. Again, Meg Kuhnle. I am from the Downingtown area.
Awesome.
I graduated from Unionville High School. Okay. I told myself I was going to go to Hawaii and never come back, and instead I just never left, right? So Chester County is my home, and as I've grown and aged, this is definitely the place I want to be. So I have 3 teens, and they keep me on my toes, and I love them so much, and I'm also married, so we have a lovely family of 5.
Oh, that's so great. Right off the bat, I'm kind of laughing because the one thing I say about Chester County, specifically Downingtown, I'm like, people don't leave. Yeah. It's a great place, and now I realize it in my 40s. In my 20s, I would always say, oh, I'm pathetically born and raised here. But it really is a great place to be. So I just laughed when I heard you say that. Well, why don't you tell us about Mega Thrive Coaching and give us a little summary of it and how you got started?
Yes. So Mega Thrive Coaching has evolved and has really been, it's me. It's me in a container for my business. And I do personal training, I do life coaching, and I support moms to help them feel more strong, more capable, and more supportive as they navigate all of the throes of life, because it can be busy, right? It can be a lot. And the reason I went into this is my kids are all 18 months apart, so we had them quick, and we are blessed that they are all healthy and active, and it was also a lot, especially as they were younger and running around, and in those young years when they were young, it was really hard. To keep up with them, to be a person separate from just being mom. And I got it within myself, defeated a little bit. And I had to learn some skills, learn some tools, and really understand myself as a person so I could keep being their mom, because my goal in life was always mom. I never wanted a huge career, a huge anything like that.
It was
just motherhood has been my dream. So, I went down this road.
Yeah. And you said a key word for me, I think, because defeated. I think a lot of moms can feel like that sometimes. And you also said something, too, about kind of like feeling who you are, because when you become a mom, I've always wanted to be a mom. I am a mom. I love it. And it's like a hyper focus, especially when my son was little. You do kind of lose that other side, which is so important not to do. So how long ago did you get this started?
I've done coaching and personal training for about 3 years.
Okay.
My degree was in exercise science.
Awesome.
I was a 2-sport collegiate athlete. Whew. And exercise has always been my release, my fun. I have just recently gotten back into playing adult field hockey.
Oh, fun.
And it is still my light.
Yeah.
So I've been here in this space for a while, but officially about 3 years ago.
Yeah. Well, congratulations.
Yeah.
So, when I was sharing about your business, I put the focus on moms, but I do want to ask, like you do personal training and things like that. Is it just moms, or do you help other people? I'm just kind of curious.
So I do help all.
Yeah.
I have worked with student athletes. I have worked with men. I've worked through new moms, grandmoms, just kind of people that are not moms, just anyone.
Yeah.
But when I speak, when I focus, I do focus my message on moms, because I know a lot of moms feel really lonely and feel like they're the only one going through all of the things they're going through. So that is,
it's a little relatable too. I mean, you have 3 kids. As soon as you said 3 kids, 18 months apart, I'm thinking to myself, oh my goodness, the diapers were probably like a mortgage payment at one point, like how much you're spending on diapers.
I'm not kidding you. One of our kids' closets was floor to ceiling, just boxes of diapers in all different sizes. And we'd just be dishing them out wherever they needed to go. But they're gone.
Yeah.
So it's all good.
Well, you just got to keep going because they're not slowing down. So... why don't you tell me a little bit, like dive deeper into the business? So you have a couple different avenues here, right? So whichever one you want to start with first, I'd love to kind of hear about it more because I'm sure somebody's listening and they're like, oh, Meg seems fun. I'm going to reach out to her. If I want to do personal training with her or if I want to do coaching, how do you go about it?
Yeah. So it all starts with what I call the starting point session.
Okay.
I believe one of my gifts is the ability to listen and see people for who they are. And
huge.
I love to invite people into a space and just learn more about them, learn more about their journey, learn what's going well, where do they feel like they need some support. And then from that conversation, we have a separate conversation. What support would feel good for you?
Yeah.
I do virtual personal training. I do have some people that come to my studio.
Okay.
So I do that. I also do coaching, which is really just helping her anchor into who she is as she is navigating all of the things in front of her and not feeling like that autopilot and, that robot that just keeps moving. And then some of my clients, we blend them together. We do virtual personal training or in-person I can't say that, or in-person training.
Yeah.
And then we just blend right into like a 30-minute coaching conversation.
Awesome.
So it can be setting goals, or it can be, this is happening with my kid. I don't know how to navigate it. I just need some help here. I feel just really flat and I want some life in myself again.
Yeah.
Right. So, and that can change as she navigates the month, the year, whatever it is, because we need different support at different times.
Yeah.
So I try to keep the door open and allow her to be who she is and receive support that feels nourishing for where she is at that point in time.
I'm just going to go ahead and take a guess here. When you meet with a new mom, just hearing what you said, like I think I could relate a little bit, and I'm like, who is that person? So I can see why it's so important to have that initial conversation. And they, even in the first conversation, they might not even know. I mean, like I said, I was a mom, and I was like all about it. And I still love being a mom. But when you lose that, I feel like you do need somebody who's been through it and has the right guidance to even just help you understand, because you might not know, or you're different now, right? So I have one child, and he's off in college now. So that was like a totally different stage. I wish I knew you then, because I got a puppy, when he was like a junior in high school, like trying to prepare. And that wasn't really the answer. I still miss him, but of course. There's so many different stages in motherhood.
There are, and it changes. We all have different plates in front of us.
Yeah,
and some of us, have one kid. I have 3 kids. Some have special needs kids. Some have adult children. Whatever it is, and there's just so much.
Yeah,
and I like to think so much of our vision of what adulthood would be like is the Disney movies, right?
Yeah,
because that's what we saw all growing up. And then suddenly you're an adult and you're like, this is not really what I had expected.
Yeah.
And we think something has gone wrong.
Yep.
Right?
Yes.
And has it really? Maybe not.
Yeah.
But how can we step into what is going on for you and help you level up, help you feel good in this space, help you feel confident in this space?
It's pretty strong. So what would you say would separate you from, other coaches, other personal trainers? Obviously, we all now know one specific is you focus on moms, but are there things that you do that might be, a little different, something that's like, oh, this is Meg?
So, and it's just as I said, kind of blending my personal training, that physical need, right? We all need to move. We need to have that outlet. It is so good for so many parts of our body, right? Not just our muscles, not just our heart rate, but also for our nervous system, for calm, right? To have that rhythm. And then supporting that, right, with what's going on for you right now.
Yeah.
Right? And sometimes that space is allowing her to settle and to feel upset about something, feel worried about something without judgment. Sometimes it's figuring out those next steps. So I support her physically, and I support her mentally, and I support her emotionally, spiritually, all across the board. And I don't try to push anything on anyone.
Yep.
As I said, that first call, that starting point, tell me where you're at. That's our launching point. I don't need you to be anyone or anywhere other than where you are right now.
Yeah. Wow. So you really are. I mean, that's it. I mean, you're literally hitting every category, which, I mean, let's face it, it all interconnects. It all works, right? You can feel great physically. You can be very diligent and get up and go to the gym every day, and physically you're in great shape, but internally, mentally, there's some stressors going on, right? Or vice versa, or anything like that. So, I mean, that right there is huge, I think.
And it's true, right? I'm a person, I work out 6 days a week.
Yeah.
It's because I have learned that's what I need to show up as the person I want to be, the mom I want to be, the friend I want to be. It's not because I want to have a six-pack and I want to be, some muscle, which is fine if you do, right? I have nothing against that. But I had to come to terms with, actually, that's not my ideal dream for me. Right? I am I'm an adult woman with all this going on, and I just want to feel happy. I want to feel fulfilled in myself and in my life, and that's why I exercise.
And if you're doing it for different reasons, it's never going to be fulfilled.
And it's harder to get motivated, right?
Oh,
if you don't
I know.
really want to do it, it's like, yeah.
Yeah.
But if you love why you're doing it, it's like, oh, okay, no problem.
But I think having the encouragement or accountability is huge. When my son was super little, I mean, I don't even think he was a year yet, he went to bed. He was a great sleeper. He would get up at 5:30, which so did I then, right?
Turns out.
But he only stayed up for an hour and a half. It was just kind of this weird little, I'm hungry and then I can go back to bed. I was like, okay. But I'll never forget. I utilized that time. So I got up, I went to the gym. I worked out at home when I laid him back down. And it was so helpful for the whole day. And here I am, 20 years later. I'm like, I wish he would just wake me up at 5:30 because it is hard. So I'm only bringing that up as an example because, the accountability, having, that reason is so big. I mean, I had to get up anyway. So could I have gone back to bed when he went to bed? Sure. But I knew that just that exercising, and I think I was 40 minutes. It wasn't anything crazy, but it was accomplishment, the feeling of accomplishment. Yes. It was just the energy, and but these days I just feel like, okay.
So you want me to call you at what time?
Yeah, probably. It is hard. So finding that motivation. We had actually a great conversation in our meeting this morning at our brokerage. And it's crazy because something so simple hits you so hard. And the basic message was, something that you really want to do, what is it? What's holding you back? Or, and we're all coming up with ideas and collaborating and everything. But really, our broker was like, it's just taking the first step. Mm-hmm. And I was like, oh, yeah. Okay, you're right. Because if I take that first step, I'm going to follow through. You're already getting started. So it's like, I'm pretty sure I have a good feeling already getting to know you a little bit before this. If people just kind of reach out, because I'm sure that initial conversation is probably pretty powerful.
Yeah, it is. And respond to a couple things you just said. I can't tell you how many, I feel like hundreds of times over the years, I have said the hardest part is putting your feet on the floor.
Yeah.
Right? That next step. That putting your sneakers on, right? If it's to get your exercise. The hardest part is doing that. As soon as that's done, the rest is going to unfold. It's that initial little bit that'll get you. And then circling back, as you were saying, to when your son, he would wake up early.
Yeah.
Right? That's exactly why I do the virtual personal training, because there are quite a few people out there that want movement and they don't know what or how or, right? And they can't leave home because the people are sleeping or they have to be back at a certain time.
Yeah.
So giving them that space to, all they have to do, right, is go downstairs. They don't have to have a big production. I'm the one that has to be seen, right?
Yeah.
I do watch, right? I do a lot of cueing through voice. I see what I can.
Yeah.
But obviously, my goal is keeping her safe.
Yeah.
But also giving her that space to move. And I record kind of the last set of our sessions so she can do it at home on her own.
Cool.
If there's a nap another time in the week, she can just turn this on. So it helps her, the accountability, right? And then gives guidance. And then the goal is not to work with her forever. The goal is to give her the skills to feel comfortable and capable and confident to do it on her own, if that's what she wants.
Yeah. And you're also offering the flexibility, which, I do remember when my son was little, it was just like, oh, that class looks really cool at the gym. Yeah, I could probably go once every 3 weeks if it works with my schedule. So, you offering that too is, I'm thinking, probably number one.
It's helpful for young moms, but then also working mom, right?
Yes.
Do I have a gap between calls? I don't have time to get to the gym.
Yeah.
But I could squeeze in something here, right?
Yeah.
I work with people for 30 minutes. But based on what they want, we're using that time efficiently.
Yeah.
So that it can be squeezed into those little nooks and crannies throughout the day.
Yeah. And I feel like, I don't know, I'm not trying to stereotype here, but just speaking through experience and knowing so many moms, I think we put just so much on our schedule.
Oh my gosh. Turns out we do.
I will openly admit this because it's no secret. I am always late. Yeah, I wasn't today. But that's I was already here. But, it's that, I didn't even hear of this until last year, but it's called, I think it's the one last thing syndrome, right? Mm-hmm. Or one more thing syndrome. Mm-hmm. Because I just always try to fit so much in. I'm not just sitting there daydreaming, if I'm running behind, I'm just trying to fit so much in one day.
Yeah, because we like to feel productive. We like to be productive.
Yeah.
Right? That is something that's fueling for us.
And isn't it crazy? I'm assuming you can answer this, but we don't know how to relax.
Now that we can have a whole nother conversation on. Yes.
Yeah.
That I used to be a very similar person, and that would be so uncomfortable.
Yeah.
It would be like, okay, Meg, go relax, and be like, but I could do all these other things.
Yep.
And I had to learn, right, through incremental steps to bring stillness, to say no to some things.
Yep.
Right, so that I could be more aligned and not on the hamster wheel.
Yeah.
Which then helped me show up for my kids, listen when they were actually talking to me, right? The same with my husband. Listen, be present, be in the moment, not thinking about all the other things I have to do, right? Rest is a skill for some of us. It is something we have to practice.
It's so strange. And then on top of that, not feeling guilty about it.
Well, right.
Because,
we're programmed. Go, go, go. If you're not going, you're lazy.
Yep.
But are you? Right? Again, conversation for another time.
But I think it's important for moms to hear this kind of stuff because I think a lot of us are wired similarly in that aspect.
Absolutely.
And I'm just glad that there's someone here in Chester County that can help me. I just think it's really wise. And I was, one question I always ask people is, why Chester County? Where are you located? I mean, you already kind of answered that. You're pretty much born and you are born and raised. You're in Unionville, so you grew up in the area. And did your husband grow up in the area too?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
So it was pretty much a no-brainer,
hands down.
So, and 3 kids, 18 months apart. I'm assuming it was nice to have some family around in case you guys needed a hand.
We had support from various ways. But this place is just wonderful. And I have some family that have moved elsewhere. And but why?
Yeah.
Why? It's beautiful here. The culture here is amazing. The resources, the opportunity. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
There's so much.
I will say, and it almost comes up every time, and you're saying it this time, I'm not, which is even cooler, is you're bringing up the resources, specifically Downingtown, and I can just, I'm not trying to say, oh, it's better than one area. I just know it so well. And, there's so many people I graduated high school with that still live here and have their own businesses. And I love seeing, everyone just supporting one another. Yes. And, could it be like that in other counties and other towns? Sure. But I also know it's not in some areas. Yep. So supporting local businesses, I just love seeing everybody doing that. So is there anything that you do for your business, I don't know, marketing-wise, to get yourself out there? It's kind of like you wouldn't really do an event or anything.
Or do you? Do.
Okay.
So I've kind of been toying around. Last year I did Mom's Night Out. So it was just in the summer. We met over at Marsh Creek outside, right at the lake.
Yeah.
And we had different focus conversations, and it was beautiful. I have also had some workshops or retreats I would get an Airbnb in the area and rent that for a bit, invite people, again, having those workshop type situations. Yeah. My goal for this year is to do a quarterly retreat at a different location each time. I've been touring some really cool places in Chester County.
There are some really neat places around here, aren't there?
When you start looking,
I know.
Holy smokes.
Yeah.
So I don't have dates. I don't have titles. I don't have any of that yet. But I just did a workshop in December. And we focused on, I'm not sure if you've read the book, Let Them.
Yeah. Huge fan.
So we talked through that and applied those things, and coming up towards the holidays, how can I use this Let Them theory as I'm navigating my family and the relationships and not feel so stressed and overwhelmed. So it will be something similar, focused conversation, but I love getting people together, meeting each other, meeting people from different walks of life, different areas, and just seeing the natural support between people is just, it's my favorite. So
that's awesome.
I do that. My goal this year is quarterly.
I'm so glad I asked.
Yeah.
Specifically, too, because I think what you're doing, in my opinion, is you are realistic, right? You're working with moms. Obviously, there's kids, maybe a job, so you are offering the flexibility of, doing like a virtual training and coaching and things like that. So you're really hitting that for people to be consistent with you. But the other thing that I love is, these quarterly retreats, it's so necessary because, and can it be every time? No, that's not realistic, right? We have kids, we've got jobs, husbands, partners, whatever, to do that all the time probably would be pretty challenging. And the whole goal is to not feel
correct.
So you want to go and enjoy it. So I think, having that once a quarter. But what's so important to me in that is that you are separate. You are in a safe space, but you don't have the interruptions. And I'm not saying, kids. We love our kids. Hopefully we love our jobs. And our partners. But it really gives you that time to go a little bit deeper and focus when there's no other distractions. And then probably meeting some other pretty great people.
The community.
Yeah.
And knowing you're not alone in it, right?
Yeah.
Just, I offer a question and hearing so many similar but very different, unique responses and just lets people know, oh my gosh, like I didn't know someone else was navigating it like this, or, and it creates such a beautiful connection for people. And, if they choose to connect again outside of our time together, great. If they don't, and just leave with that sense of warmth in their body, knowing, there's someone else out there going through something like me. Oh, that's a gift to everybody.
Yeah. And I think people always feel probably a little bit better when they know that they're not the only one.
Oh, absolutely.
It's just, I don't know what it is in our brain, but, you're like, okay, other people are going through this too. Well, so you brought up the Airbnb starting to be like a quarterly thing. I was going to ask, do you have anything new, any new ideas that you're thinking about, or, for 2026 since, here we are in the new year?
Yeah, as I said, I've been checking out some cool places, not all Airbnbs, a couple retreat centers, a couple just different venues that are inviting to a small group of people. I like to keep it intimate, right? I think it allows for people to put their guard down a little bit more, to be seen, to connect. And I think it's so cool, right? It's in Chester County. Let's see what else is here.
There's a lot.
Right? I do the same loop in driving all the time. I have 113 memorized, right? But when I look outside that, I'm like, oh, I didn't even know this existed, right? And I think it's so cool to invite people, hey, come check out this place. Look what they have to offer, right? I was at one location and they're doing the sauna and a cold plunge, and I
want to hear about that one.
People would love to try it, let's expose people to different things that might feel good for them. They might not like it, but at least they'll know, right?
I know the benefits of cold plunge and I try, but I could be in a sauna all day. So I'm going to ask a question, and if you can't answer it, I totally understand. But I was curious if you could think off the top of your head a success story without, giving away privacy or anything like that. I'm sure someone would love to hear. If you can give it,
Absolutely.
Okay.
And I will do my best. If this person ends up listening to this, forgive me if I've missed any details. I love you. I care for you. There was a mom with some youngins that just felt pulled so many different directions, as we all do. Also went from being a high school athlete, active person to becoming more sedentary than she would ever have imagined.
Yeah.
And, turning to food for comfort and just like feeling this is not who I am. And I want to turn back into, and we can't go back to who we were. We don't want to do that.
Right.
But we want to grow into a person we feel more comfortable with, we feel more fulfilled with. So we did coaching together. We have done personal training together. Yeah. I've had the pleasure of meeting her kids. They would come to some of the training and,
awesome.
kind of work out together.
Yeah.
And I considered it a success. We had a conversation recently where she said, Meg, I am so glad that you walked into my life. I'm so glad that we have, gone through all this together, but I feel confident now. I feel like I know what I'm doing, and I don't think I need the accountability and the support anymore. And to me, that's my biggest success, right? She now has these skills and this confidence and this knowing herself to keep going.
Yeah.
And I said to her, my door's always open.
Yeah.
I'm not offended. If you just need a check-in every now and again, if it's, every quarter, half the year, whatever it is, I'm here. And bad news, I'm your friend now. So I'm still going to be checking in on you and the kids and, all that stuff. So it just warms my heart when, we go from point A to C, D, E, F, G, and she leaves feeling like, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's so funny because we always have this like apologetic, but like, why wouldn't you be happy? Like you helped her succeed. And we're always like, oh, well, I'm doing good. So, that's wonderful.
Which is exact. I said, I am so proud of you. Like, no
Yeah.
offense taken. You did it. You're awesome.
And then once you hit that level of confidence, your life literally changes.
Absolutely.
It really does. And I have had times in my life where I've been there where I'm like, this isn't me. Like, and you just feel like you just don't even want to be in your own skin. And I'm sure everybody can relate. There's got to be one point in everybody's life when they're like just down or whatever, and they don't feel like themselves. And I agree wholeheartedly. Yes, you never want to go backwards, right? But you still want to feel like your core you, right? And then just improve. So that must have made you feel so good.
Oh, absolutely.
Just hearing someone say,
bittersweet, of course.
Yeah, naturally.
But the door, it's the connection we have made will be forever, So it's a blessing.
And I love too that, you just offer like, the check-ins because let's be real. Life changes, you're going to always be a mom, but stages change, right? I just shared my son went to college and that was really hard. I mean, I'm not even exaggerating. I mean, I kept thinking it was going to be okay, and just walk. And then I realized after he left, I kept being busy, for like the first month or two.
Yep.
And so probably like the end of October, it hit me real hard. And I was like, oh, I'm really not okay. And it's so, the fact that you can do the check-ins and, it's just life changes. That's natural, normal. Things are going to, so the fact that you are offering, anyone to come back when it's needed, it's going to be needed probably at some point.
Right. And you're kind of referencing the coaching aspect.
Yeah.
Yes, through all stages, right?
Yeah.
And I know you have been navigating a few things, right? One of them is grief, right? Pride. Right. But also grief, right?
Yeah.
A phase of your life has moved, right?
Yeah.
You're moving from that.
Yep.
And so there's a lot to tend to. There's a lot to care for. And that comes up in different ways in different phases.
Sure does. Yeah.
Right. So the coaching aspect, yes, like what is going on?
Yep.
Right. And sometimes life is awesome.
Yep.
Right. And we can talk through that too.
Yep. Yeah. Celebrate the highlights in life. And I think that's so important. I think you're right, because a lot of people just are like, yeah, whatever. It could be really big for most people, but they don't celebrate it. And,
we dismiss the good
point.
stuff so often.
Yeah.
And allow the not so good stuff to stick. And it is so important to celebrate and highlight the wins, even if they're little,
Yeah.
Of course, celebrate the big ones, but also those little ones too. Yeah.
It's huge. Man, okay. Well, I hope there's a lot of people listening because, I can obviously see the wonderful support you give. How can people find you? What's the best way? Website, social media,
Yeah, I have my website and Facebook and Instagram. They're all Mega Thrive Coaching. I try to be active. I try to show people a little window into my life.
Yeah.
I try to keep my kids out of it, and because I focus on her, right? I
Yeah.
focus on mom.
Yeah.
So feel free to hop on to any of those channels.
Yeah.
And said this is the starting point session. Like, let's just talk.
Yeah.
No strings attached. Just let someone hear you and help you get a little bit of clarity for what you need or where you
Yep.
want to go.
And it just takes that first step.
That's right.
And you're so easy to talk to. You really are. And you can already see, like, you've hit so many things that like hit me hard, like where I'm like, oh yeah, that's true. That's a good point. Oh yeah. And I think sometimes it's just the reminders too. So, thank you so much for coming on. I can't wait to share this with all the moms. I know they're going to love it. Thanks a lot.
Thank you. It's been a blessing.